Shall we wait more or shall we start? Rasika?
Exactly.
There are more coming, I know. Yeah, let's see. Shall we start? What do you think? Let's start. Okay, yeah, otherwise it'll get very late. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण कृष्ण भूतले श्रीमद् सतगायति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण कृष्ण भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी वाचार्थ देशिता जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome everyone. There are a few more people that we are expecting, but let's start now, and we don't want to be too late. So we'll start with I have today's agenda, or today's what I want to do was we'll just start with the little bit about the Harina. What's the importance of Harina, and then I want to tell you guys a story about Dhundukari. Gokaran story of Gokarna. I don't know how many of you have already heard about it. I love this story. It's kind of a complete story. Um, so let's start with the Harinam. For last 30 minutes we were doing the Harinam. All we were just chanting was Harinam. That's about it. No other words. No, I'm feeling pain, I'm feeling that, and this and that. So, like other lyrics and all. No, nothing. Just Harinam, just Maha Mantra. Why are we doing that? So there are a lot of stories around that. So I just want to keep it short. So there is a one very beautiful story that I remember. But before that, the main thing is that the Harinam, or the name of the Lord, is equal to the Lord Himself, right? When you say the name of the Lord, it's like Lord is sitting or standing in front of you. So there is no difference in the name of Lord and the Lord Himself. So there is a story for that, just to prove that point. Do you guys know that there was once a war between Hanuman and Sri Ram? Anyone? Does anyone know? Once such situation happened, where Hanuman and Sri Ram had to fight each other. Now the situation was that there was a king of Kashi. So he disrespected Rishi Vishwamitra, and Rishi Vishwamitra he got agitated. He's like, he's disrespecting us. So he went to Sri Ram. He told Sri Ram, kill him, right? And now it's his guru. He cannot say no. He has to. If guru is saying, he has to go. So Sri Ram said, yeah, I'll go and kill. And then, when he got to know, Kashi, the king of Kashi, he got to know that, oh, Sri Ram is going to kill me. He was like, what do I do? He got scared. No one can save me. So he was just running around. Then again, our priya Narad Muni, he came in. He said, hey, what's happening? What's wrong? He said, yeah, Sri Ram is coming to kill me. Only one person can save you, he said. Who? You go to mother of Hanuman, Mata Anjani. So okay. So he went and he just, bow down to her. He just crying and saying like, I'm in a big trouble. You have to save me. So you just get up, I will save you. No. You have to promise me that you'll save me. Somebody's killing me. Somebody's coming to kill me. You have to save me. You have to tell your son to save me. He said, yeah, I give you, I promise that he'll save you. And then he got up and he said, okay, tell me what happened. Who is trying to kill you? Then he said, Sri Ram is trying to kill me. He said, oh my God, how is this going to work out? So, Hanumanji came. So she told Hanuman, this is what happened. I promised her, and now what do we do? He said, Mom, you have given a promise, so we cannot back off, but he's my Lord. So it's up to him now. So what he did, Sri Ram came to kill him. He just stood in front of this king, and he said, Sri Ram, I cannot, I'll not fight with you, but my mother has given this promise, and I have to fulfill that as well. So you do what you are supposed to do, I'll do what I'm supposed to do. Sri Ram shoot an arrow at him. What Hanuman was doing? Sri Ram. That's all he was doing, nothing else. Sri Ram's arrow came, circumambulated him, pradakshina of Hanuman, went back. Couldn't do anything. Sri Ram could not defeat his own name. He could not, right? But it was a leela, of course, just to prove that point. So this is just to prove the point that how important and how powerful the name is. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came over here, we have heard from Prem Sindhu Prabhu so many times. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they used to go door to door. They just used to bow down and flat, hey, take Hari's name. This is the only way you can get out of this loka. Otherwise, this loop that you are in, like birth, death, all these things, this is gonna continue. Some heard and some did not listen to that. So they are coming back and back like us. And this time I hope we'll be able to go back to Godhead. So another thing is like when Parikshit Maharaja, as you know, Kali started the moment it was supposed to start the moment Krishna went from this Mother Earth. So in fact, in one of the lectures I had heard that he had actually his time, I mean Kali's time was little before Krishna actually left. But he could not do anything because Krishna was there, so he wouldn't dare come in there. So he couldn't do that. But Krishna went, and Krishna left his small portion of his energy. Who was that? Parikshit Maharaj. Who saved Parikshit Maharaj? Krishna. Krishna saved him in the womb of Uttara, Mother Uttara. So Parikshit Maharaj was equally very, he was very powerful, very, he was valiant. So he couldn't dare to come in there as well. So he was trying a little bit here and there. So there is one in the first canto itself, like in the first 15, 16 chapter, in fact first 20 chapters. That's what this is. It's explained that Parikshit Maharaj was going and he saw that Kali is beating Mother Earth, and which was personified as cow, and bull, which was religion. So he was not religion but dharma. So yeah, religion actually. So he was beating him. So he was like, how dare you beat him? Like, beat the cows and bull in my my kingdom. And then he got to know he's Kali. He wanted to kill him. I said, he's very bad. The Kali Yuga is going to be very bad. He didn't kill him. There was only one reason why he didn't kill him. He knew that in Kali Yuga there is all kind of bad things. So there is in the 12th canto there is a shloka which says, the verse is the Kaler dosha nidhe rajananasti humoko mahan gunaha kirtanadeva krishnasya muktak sangaha param brajeta. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about the sage. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. So again, Harinam. Just because of the Harinam, he was saved. Otherwise, he would have killed him. We could have directly jumped into Satyuga. Kali Yuga would have gone. But he didn't, because in this Yuga only, you can go back to Godhead so easily, just by chanting. What we were doing just for last 30 minutes, just do it for 24 hours. That's all you gotta do. So easy, right? But yeah, so that's one. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says it again and again, and the most, he cannot emphasize on this again. This is one verse that he has. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam kalau naste eva naste eva gatir anyatha. What he's saying is that Hari name is the only one which can take you out of this birth and death. There is no other, there is no other, there is no other. So 3 times. He cannot emphasize more enough. He can do it 100,000 times, but 3 is enough, I think. So yeah, so that's about Harinam. So that's why we should chant. We should chant as much as possible. Prabhupada was so merciful that he said that, okay, you just do 16. I'll take you through the back door. If you do 16, I'll take you through the back door of Goloka and get you the entry in there. But if you talk to his guru, they would have said 64 rounds. Not even a single round before that. Not even a single mantra before that. 64 rounds. But Prabhupada was very merciful that he said that, okay, 16 mala, I know that's gonna be more than enough for you guys. So we should do as much as chanting as possible, especially for the kids. It's easy now, believe me, right? At my age, doing 16, oh my God, it takes a lot of lot of willpower. If you start now, is she 4 mala? I don't want to say, but she's bad. All right. So yeah, that's about the Harinam. So please, I would again request everyone that whatever malas you're doing, please reach to the point of 16 mala. If you're doing 1, please make it to 2. If you're doing 2, make it to 4. You should progress slowly. You don't have to directly jump to 16. You can start 1, 2, 3. And the beautiful thing about the Harinam Japa or the Mahamantra is there is no niyam as such. There is absolutely no niyam, nothing. You anywhere, any place, anywhere you can do it, right? Though our we follow some rules like don't take your mala to the restroom or something, but there is no one is saying that you cannot chant in the restroom. You can even chant in there. Nobody's stopping you. That's not a it's not a offense to do that. So that's the beauty of it. It's not so. My Guru Maharaj, he tells that when you wake up, Don't do brush. Don't take bath. Do your 16 mala first. If that's what is stopping you, anything that is stopping you, your cleanliness or whatever is stopping you from doing your 16 mala, reaching that point, don't do that. That's not important. Most important is 16 mala. That's what something that you have. Now, why 16 mala? Right? There is a, as I said, his Guru Maharaj said that 64, but Prabhupada said, okay, 60. Because it is prescribed by Prabhupada. That is a good enough reason for us. That 16 is the number. Why not less than that? Because Prabhupada said so. And we just follow what Guru said because he knows much more than what we know. So we don't question that. So that's why. So yeah, that's about it for the from Harinam perspective. So we'll next is we'll start this katha, Dhundukari katha. So this katha is in Padam Puran. So this katha is in Padam Puran, but this also comes in the Bhagavatam Mahatmya. So, but in our Bhagavatam, which is there in ISKCON, that they don't have the Mahatmya in there. So in there it's not there. But otherwise, there are a few other Bhagavatams where in the Mahatmya it's there. But in detail, it's from Padam Puran. So it is about the the importance of Bhagavatam, and how important and how potent is Bhagavatam. Just reading Bhagavatam now is Bhagavat Puran. I don't know, if you guys don't know, because I know many people are confused that if Bhagavatam is Bhagavad Gita or is it something else. So no, these are two very different things. So I'll start the katha. So this katha is this story is from Karnataka. There is in Karnataka there is a river called Tungabhadra, and in there there's near that. I was actually checking the maps. It's not exactly near, but yeah, it's quite some time old. So I don't know. There must be some town named Kohola. So right now the Kohola is like 10 hours away. It's not near from Tungabhadra, but there must be some. So there was a town named Kohola near Tungabhadra. There was a Brahman named Atmadev. He was a very pious Brahman, and that whole city was very very pious city. Every Varan used to stay within their own Varan. So overall, it was a very pious place to be. So this Atmadev, he had a wife. His name was Dhunduli. Now this is just to begin the story. We're just setting the character. We're doing a character sketch of this. What are the nature of these characters. So as I said, like Atmadev, he's a Brahman, and he is he is very pious. He follows all the regulatory principles and everything that is supposed to be by the Brahman. So he does that. And then his wife Dhunduli. So from the Padma Puran, I'm just quoting that whatever is written over there. She was beautiful and was born in a good family. Generally, she talked much as a result of her former acts. She was valiant in domestic duties, cruel, and was quarrelsome. So she was little cruel and quarrelsome. She was beautiful. She was good in her chores and all, but she was cruel. So this couple they didn't had a child, and they were not very happy because they didn't had a child. So they were they were trying to get a child by a lot of like Vedic ways. Vedic ways means doing rituals, doing a lot of austerities, doing penances, giving charity and all. So they tried everything. And now also what we do if something like this have to happen, we go to different dhams and we go to different places, and we go there. We what do you call it, the Mannat Vango and all those things. So we ask boons, please give us. I'll give you $100. You give me kid. I give you this. Then my salary should increase by $20,000. I'll give you $100. So those kind of a business dealing we do. So they did everything. Because they were so sad, so not full of life. So they did everything. Nothing worked out. So finally, Atmadev one day he just left home. He was like, I'm so done with this. I'm not happy. So I'm so done with this. So he left home. He said, okay, I'm gonna kill myself. So he was sitting somewhere, like he didn't actually go to suicide, but he was thinking, like contemplating, I'm gonna suicide, man. So he went and he was sitting next to a lake, freshwater lake, and there he saw a Siddha. A Siddha came and he saw that this guy is Siddha. He drank the water over there. He followed after, because Siddhas, when they drink water, they follow some principles. They do some certain things that they just, everything for them is a ritual. So So after that, so he realized, oh, he's a Siddha, he's not a normal person. So he went to the Siddha and he started talking, and he told him, like, he has this problem. He doesn't have child, and he wants a child. So the Siddha he was very, he had a lot of siddhis with him. So he saw his future and past, and he realized, he says, so dude, this is what the problem is. The thing is that for next 7 births, you're not gonna get a child. Live with it, deal with this. This is how it is, right? This is the truth. Don't try to change it. He said, no. But he said, you go do a Jnana Yoga. You should get a Gyan and make your life fruitful and better. He said, what Gyan I'm gonna do? Well, I don't need any Gyan. I need kid. My life is very, it's not happy. My ancestors are not happy. My demigods are not happy. They don't take my offerings. Now, when we say they don't take my offerings, so generally what happens is, oh, you brought something to offer to the god. By the morning, you see, oh, it's gone. Either, oh, cat took it, dog took it just spoiled or something. So because you're not able to offer to it, he said some other thing happened, and this happens. This is true. I've seen these things happening. So he said these things that's happening. So it's very bad. You need to give me the child. I said, okay. He said, see, he gave, now it's over here. We don't have a long time, but I could have, it's a lovely story. So there are 2 examples he gives. The Siddha gives 2 examples. That there were 2 examples where someone tried to change their fate. They forcibly tried to change their fate. It didn't work well. It didn't end up very well. So one is Chitrakoot. This is the story in Bhagavatam. Chitrakoot. He didn't have a son. He got a son, but then they had a lot of queens. And some of the queens, they got jealous of the queen who had a son, so they poisoned him. And after that, whatever problems he had before when he didn't have son, he had much more grief after he left the son. And even after that, there was again, it's a long story short. Basically, he had a lot of grief because of that. And then there is another story which is Maharaj Sagar. Maharaj Sagar, he had 2 wives. So it's a very interesting whole thing, like how his ancestors, how that's mentioned in the 9th canto of Bhagavatam, his ancestor lineage, how exactly it came down to Sagar. So he had 2 wives. So they were not getting a child. So I forgot, I think Angira Rishi, but I'm not 100% sure. So they went to a Rishi and they said, hey, Rishi, please bless us with the child. He said, okay, one is gonna have 60,000 sons, one is gonna have 1 son. The 60,000 sons are not gonna be very good, right? They're gonna be okay, but 1 son is gonna be amazing. Who wants what? So one chose 60, one queen chose 60, and the other one chose 1. And out of those 60,000 sons, they were killed when they were trying to hurt Kapila Muni. They all died, all in just one go, because they tried to kill, or they tried to kill, actually, not only beat, but they tried to kill Kapila Muni, and he's the personality of Godhead. He was an incarnation of that. So they couldn't, before they could touch him, they were all wiped out, they were all burnt to death. Now the other one, the one which was left, he was the one who actually then did everything. His lineage further was where the Bhagirath came in. His, I think, double grandson to grandson. Then he actually brought Ganga in earth. So that is the lineage. So Siddha over here is giving him 2 examples where they tried to force, right? But it didn't end well. The 60,000 sons, he was left only with 1 son, and that 1 son also he had actually sent him out of the, he had banished him, but he had to bring him back. So all those things. So he is explaining him, but he's not listening, and that's what we do, right? Like I need it. It's like we become a 2-year-old kid. It doesn't matter if it's sour. I don't care. I need this candy. I want to taste it. Then I'll know that if you want it. So we become a 2-year-old kid, and we want, and that's what he's doing over here. So anyways, he said, okay, if you want it, here you go. He gave him a fruit. And he said that, give it to your wife, but tell her that for 1 year, she has to resort to truthfulness, purity, kindness, charity, eating once a day only. He was very happy. He said, yeah, sure, why not? He went and he told his wife that, hey, see, this is such a wonderful news. Eat this fruit. You just follow these things and we'll have a wonderful baby, son. That's what Siddhartha said. So, okay. Now, this lady, Dhunduli, I said, like, yeah, she was cruel and a little quarrelsome. She was like, she's talking to her, she's discussing this with her friend. She's like, man, pregnancy is a pain. And during the pregnancy, if the child becomes, teda meda and all those things, if it just, changes the position, I may die. And who's gonna do all those chores? And I won't have strength. Only once a day with pregnancy? No, not possible. How does it work? And then, I cannot talk about others. No, truthfulness, purity. No, that's so difficult. It's so difficult. I don't want to do it. I cannot do it. So what to do? So then, by chance, like again, it's a divine intervention kind of. Okay, her sister came in there, and her sister, she discussed with her, this is what is happening. So her sister gave her an idea. So let's do this thing. She said, I'm also pregnant. You give me, because these guys, this Dhunduli and Atmadev, they are rich, but her sister is not very rich. So she said, do one thing. I'm pregnant as well. By the same time, I will have the baby. You take my baby. You can give us some money, right? And you can tell them you don't have to eat this. You won't be, you won't have to face all these problems. Who said, yeah, this is a wonderful idea. Great. They didn't tell Atmadev. What they did, they fed that fruit to a cow. They fed this to a cow. The cow ate that, and she like, again, long story short, somehow they managed. That's how they she got that child, and they said that, oh, her child is died. Her child is dead, but actually it was her sister's child, and his name they put as Dhundukari. Now, 3 months after that, a human boy came from the cow because of that fruit. No one knew about what happened, why this is happening, but everybody was very happy in the village. They knew that Atmadev is such a pious guy, and he doesn't have a child, and he desperately needs one. He wanted one, and now he has two. And it was a wonderful kid coming out of, and he had his ears was like cow's ears. So one kid is like Dhundukari, right? So one from his sister.
Right.
From her sister, she got from her sister. She was supposed to be pregnant.
Right.
She didn't eat it. She just acted as if she was pregnant. She was not pregnant, and she had a deal with her sister that her sister's baby, she will hand over to Dhunduli, and Dhunduli will give some money to them, right? And that was one son, right, whose name was Dhundukari, and 3 months down the line, cow also gave birth to a son, child, who was a human child, and his ears were like human ears, and they were like, everybody was amazed. Like, this is amazing. People came from long distance to see cow gave a human son. This is amazing. But yeah, it's happening, and they named him Gokaran. So time passed, and turned out to be the Dhundukari was a very bad guy. Like, he loved violence. He used to love stealing, bullying, and whatnot. Like everything that is worst possible. He used to love that. And Gokaran, on the other hand, had all the Brahmanical qualities. Every Brahmanical qualities that you can think of, that's what he was. Now, Dhundukari, the more he grew, and he got into addiction of prostitutes. And when he got into that, he started, utilizing his dad's money into those things, right? All those things, he always used to go with a weapon, though he was a Brahmana from a Varna, but he was not falling from Brahmana, he was more falling like a Chandal or a Shudra. So, now Gokaran, on the other hand, he always used to be, calm, composed, and more interested in Vedas and studying all those. So Atmadev used to have more fun with him than this guy. But he knew that he's my real son. That's what he was thinking. Now, finally, as I was talking about, because he got so interested in this, so much addicted to prostitutes and all, he lost all his money. He spent all his dad's money. His dad was a rich guy. He spent all his dad's money there, and he used to beat up his parents and used to quarrel with them and all. So one day, like, Atmadev was like, man, that Siddha was telling the truth. I shouldn't have done this. instead of having such kind of a kid, I was much better without any kid. So he said, oh, this is bad. This is very bad. So he said, okay, I don't know what to do now. Probably I should kill myself. And that's when Gokaran came. Now Gokaran came and he explained and he said, what's wrong? So they were having a discussion. So he very nicely explained, he said, what son? You have taken birth so many times, millions of times. That Siddha told you that because of some karma that you've done, next 7 lives you won't get this. Do you want to take birth every for 7 lifetime as well? You want to go through all this again? Every lifetime? You're going to forget this. You're going to do this all over again. Next time again, you're going to, oh, I need a son, I need a baby, I need a child. And then you're going to run around people, and then again you're going to have something like this, and then again you're going to have Thundukari, and your son is going to beat you up. You want to go through this? No, I don't want to go through this. Then what you should do is, just devote yourself to the Lord, right? To the name of the Lord and their ways of, so you should take sannyas. So he told him to take sannyas, and he said, okay, yeah, that's what I should do, because otherwise I'm going to kill myself. So he left. Now, this Dhundukari is left with his mother named Dhunduli. Now, dad is gone. There is no way of earning money. So now he is beating his mother. Give me the money. Where have you, where have you kept the money? You guys are keeping it for yourself, but I need it. You give me. So again, they were doing a lot of quarrels and a lot of fighting happening. So one day, Dhunduli, that mother, that actually fell in the well of the house, and she died. Right? She was so, she was so sad, and also she didn't realize where she's going, because she's totally disoriented, and she just, fell in there and she died. And now Dhundukari, what he does after that? Now he has a free hand. Everything in the house he was just selling, because anyhow he was into stealing and all. So he got like 5 prostitutes. He got them in his house. So now the 5 prostitutes are living in his house, and what he's doing is, to feed them, he's just going to, he's just going to, rich people's house and stealing. That's what he's doing. So he was stealing again, like every 3-4 days. They would ask them, hey, we need this ornaments, we need these jewelries, and also, and he will go and he'll get those, steal somewhere and get things for them. Now one day he was gone, and then these 5 ladies, they discuss with each other. They say, this guy is stealing a lot. He doesn't work, but he's stealing a lot. And King, today or tomorrow, King is gonna catch him. He's gonna catch hold of him, and he's gonna kill him. So, why not we take this money and just go away? Anyhow, King is gonna kill him, and we kill him. They all said, yeah, sure, why not? And what they did, he was sleeping, and they tied him. And they tried to kill him by the neck, by suffocating by a neck. But this guy was strong, so he didn't die. And these ladies, they were like, how do we kill him? They're getting worried now. You know what they did? It's like unbelievable. So these ladies, they took the burning charcoals, put it on his face, not on his body, just on his face. He died with that. So these ladies, they just took all the wealth, whatever he had, and they just went away. Now this guy became a prey. This guy became a ghost, and ghost, like as an air, he's just running around here and there. He can feed, but he cannot eat. He is thirsty. He is hungry, and he cannot speak. All he can do is crying and yelling and shouting. He has powers to be anything. Like he can be he's a shapeshifter kind of. But he's creating havoc all over the place now. Now Gokaran, who was not there, he had already left. He had already left, and when he got to know that his dad is gone, he had gone along with that. When he got to know his mother has died, and now his brother has also died, so he did a shraddh in Gaya. And why do we do shraddh in Gaya or Ganga? So that the atma of those ancestors of your loved ones, they do not just roam around over here, because it's no fun. So that they don't roam around over here. So he did the shraddh, considering that he should have gone from here, but he didn't go. It didn't impact him at all. So Gokarn, as I said, like he had taken a sannyas, so he was visiting this town again. So he came to his house. Everyone from the town, they had a huge respect for this guy, so they all came and they met him, and he slept in his house. And in the night, this Dhundukari, he started showing his colors. He started creating havoc over there. Sometimes he'll come as an elephant, sometimes he'll come as a other animals, a boar or something. He'll yell, he'll shout. He's trying to scare. But this guy, Gokarn is not going to get scared of these things. So he said, "Hey, why are you doing this? Who are you? Why are you trying to scare me?" Now this guy, he realizes it's my brother, but he cannot speak because of the kind of shape he is in. He cannot speak. He can just yell and shout and all those. He's trying to explain him with his by making signs, but he's not able to. So Gokarn takes some holy water. He just do some mantra and then put this water on him, and he gets to speak. And then he explains everything what has happened. And he's crying. He said, but it's very. Gokarn says that it's very surprising. I have done your your shraddha in Gaya, right? And still you're not relieved. He said, no, thousands or millions shraddhas in Gaya cannot help me as well. He said, if that cannot help, then nothing can help you. How? I don't know what to do. That's the maximum I know. Nothing else I know. He said, yeah, you have to figure out something. So okay, I'll do it something in the morning. So he discussed with the other brahmanas over there. They checked all their scriptures and all. They couldn't find anything. What else can be done? They said that's the topmost, Gaya. You do a shraddha in Gaya, and that's about Pinddan, and that's about it. Nothing else should be on the way. But okay, then what he did, because Gokarn was very elevated. So he prayed to Lord Sun. So he prayed to Sun Lord. So he asked, what should I do? So Sun Lord told him that, you should recite Bhagavatam to him. So he said, okay. So he said, yeah, I can do that. So he said, you should do it in a weekly fashion. That is the second weekly that happened. And this story is around, this is in actually 12th canto. It's mentioned that this story is actually around 150 years after Parikshit left this world. So after Parikshit left this world, so before that there was no saptahik system, weekly system. Only with Parikshit Maharaj, it started that we should finish this Bhagavatam in 1 week. No, it's not necessary. It was for him. It was because he was about to die in 7 days. That's why. So, but in here he specifically called out, do a weekly thing. In a week you finish the whole Bhagavatam. I said, okay, let's do that. So Gokarn announced that we're gonna do the Saptak, and so many people came over there. It's mentioned that even demigods, they were like surprised. So many people have come over there because Gokarn wanted to tell the story of tell the whole Bhagavatam. So everyone is now he starts that everybody's sitting, and now Dhundukari is trying to find a place to sit. Where do I sit? He says. So what he finds out is a bamboo stick. Bamboo sticks with 7 knots. Now 7 knots, you've seen bamboo sticks, right? There are sections. So there are 7 sections. So there are 7 knots in there. So because he's kind of an air. So he's an air form. So he goes and sits in those that bamboo. Now the katha starts, the Bhagavatam katha, they start. In the end of the day, in the evening when it's all done, in the evening what happens, one of those knots, they just crack open, right? So everyone what's happening. So so they wanted to move. Someone wanted to move, but Gokarn knew that he's sitting over here. So he said, no, don't move it. Just leave it over here. Let him. It's him who is sitting over here, and it's helping him. So the same way, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, and 7th day. 7th day, when the katha ended, that all the 7 knots, 6 were already done. The 7th last knot actually, it just burst open, and Dhundukari was relieved. He took his human form, and he was taken away by from Vaikuntha. The Vishnudutas, the aeroplane came from Vaikuntha, and they took him. Now all the other brahmanas, they are wondering, they are asking Gokarn, hey, why this guy? They send for this aeroplane for him, but not for us. There are others as well. There are so many others. They didn't send for others. Now Gogan explains, this is a very important point over here. He explains that, there is, it depends on how exactly he took this, how exactly he heard this Bhagavatam Katha. So everyone else was, yes, they were listening to it, but Dhundukari was very focused, and also he was fasting. So this is that is the very important thing when you are, that most of the people over here, most of the Bhagavatam Katha reciters over here, I don't know if you know, when they are doing kathas, they do vrat. They'll not eat anything, right? I know there is Lal Govind Prabhu is gonna come over here. He has come before as well. He did a 3-day katha. Now he's gonna do 5-day katha over here in Columbus. So when he does this 3-day katha, during those katha, he doesn't eat anything. He has to fast. For whom? For us. He doesn't get anything. He doesn't get money or anything. He doesn't charge anything. So he has to do fast, and that's how he does it. And the expectation, like no one tells anyone, but when you are going for a Bhagavad Katha, this is what Padam Purana says. This is what Bhagavad Purana says. This is what all the acharyas say, that the best way is you should fast. Fast means like you can drink milk or foods, but try to fast. Do not just fill yourself in and then go, because then you're gonna just not listen to anything. So in this case, though, he's very clearly explaining that you guys listen, but he was listening as if his life is its life is depending on that, and literally his life was depending on that, and that's how he listened, right? No one else listened like that. And then he was fasting on top of that. So he said, you guys also do that, same will happen. And that's what they did. So he did another weekly Bhagavatam recitation, and in that everyone fasted, and whosoever did fast and whosoever heard it very nicely, they all were taken away by the plane which came from Vaikuntha. So that's the end of the story, but there are a lot of takeaways from here. One is that in the beginning, as I said, like we should not try to push to change our fate if you know, right? That doesn't mean that we should stop trying. We should keep trying, right? But over there, he was specifically called out that, hey, this is your fate. You will not get it. Don't try to change it. He was very, very specifically mentioned that. Because how the fate works is, if let's say you did something and you saved yourself from that, it doesn't mean that karma has gone away. The karma stays. It's there. The karma doesn't go away. It always stays. It's just that you have taken some time. Say, okay, now not today, tomorrow. It'll come. If today it's not gonna come, it's gonna come tomorrow. So there is no you can't get away from that. There is no way you can get away from that. Only way is this Harinam Kirtan. When you get into Krishna consciousness, when you devote yourself to Hari, when you devote yourself to Krishna, right? That's when all your bad and good karmas means nothing. So right now we are doing philanthropy work, we are doing all other kind of work to gain good karmas. Yes, they are good, right? But they are good if you want to come again and again in this life, then yes, they are good, right? You want to do that? Yeah, it's up to you. That's what in the beginning he said, like, Dad, you want to do this? For next 7 lives, you are not gonna get child. And whatever you went through this life, same thing you're gonna do every life, because you're not gonna remember that, you went and you went to a Siddha, he gave you this fruit, you got a son who was very bad, and he beat you up and you felt like killing yourself, right? You're not gonna remember this. You're gonna do this again and again for 7 lifetimes. You wanna do this? You will have good karmas, yes, whatever good karmas, but something bad has been happened, and those 7 karmas, there is no way anybody can just take that away, right? So the thing is, we have to, this world is not meant for, this is not meant for us. I don't know how many of you have seen, there was a video which was shared by Akshay Krishna Prabhu last week. It was by a dad of a 15-year-old son who died on 19th or 20th of Jan. 19th or 20th of Jan. And just 10 days after that, he was making that video. And that'll open your, you should just spend 40 minutes listening to that video, every word of that, the devotion, and that actually helped him increase his devotion. Like 15-year-old son, someone's 15-year-old son died, and he's making a video over there. He's not trying to gain likes or trying to be viral over there. He's trying to tell us, he's trying to teach us that, guys, this process works. This is a good process. You please follow it. And this is not a world for us. And he said, I have seen this. He lives in Melbourne. His son died in Mumbai. He said, I have seen this. He had a perfect family, 2 sons, a wife, and nice job, everything, well set. But suddenly one day he just, he was taking a bath, and LPG geyser, which they have been using for last 18 years. But on that day, he killed him. That LPG geyser killed him, right? And after that, there are a lot of things happen. You should watch that video and you'll know that why exactly he thinks that after that it was it's eye-opening, and he thinks that this process works and it did help, and his son is back to Goloka. Why he says so? You should watch that video. So these are some of the points which I would take away from here. Anyone has any comments or questions around this? I'll try to answer if I can. But I have a lot of great devotees over here that they can help me. So please, if you have any questions around this. Alright, so good, I guess. Okay. Alright, so that's our story. I love the story because this is a complete story. It tells about why we should follow Krishna consciousness, why we should follow God, and try not to get ourselves entangled too much in this material world. That's one thing. And then our karma as well. It talks about karma as well. Why, do not try to fight too much against your karma, because that's gonna hit back. That's gonna come back no matter what. And yeah, how this when you have some karma, like now he has this curse kind of. Like this Brahmana had a curse that you will not have kid in for next seven births. Now he himself is very nice guy. If you see, he's a great guy. But then his wife, right? He the whole settlement, the setup is built in such a way that curse will take effect. That will be in effect. There is no way. The whole setup will be made like that. And he himself is nice. But his wife, he's nice, very nice. But in that point, she is that her quarrelsome and the cruel nature that comes into play. Though she also wanted a child to begin with. We don't have a child, I want a child. But at the same time, she doesn't want to get pregnant because that's going to hurt her figure. She doesn't want to get, she doesn't want to feel the pain of that. So all those things. So yeah, anyways, I'll end it over here. I can speak on this again and again because this is wonderful for me. Alright, so shall we do some kirtan? We should do some kirtan.
Something about Harinam you already told, but if you can elaborate more. Austerities are difficult to perform, but Harinam is very easy in this Kali.
Right. Books. Yeah. So yes, so I in the beginning there were fewer people at that time, so I'll say it now a little more. That Harinam in this Kali Yuga, again and again, I was actually telling a story. I'll just briefly tell that story again. That there's a story about Hanuman and Sri Ram. I don't know how many know that there was a war. There was a fight between Hanuman and Sri Ram as well once. The situation came up like that. Of course, Lord does this to do some leelas and teach us things. The thing was that there was a Kashi, the king of Kashi. He disrespected Vishwamitra, and he got agitated, and he told Sri Ram that, hey, go kill him. I order you, you kill him, and he cannot disobey his order. So Kashi went to, Narad Muniji, he suggested Kashi Maharaj that you go to Anjana, the mother of Hanuman, and ask her that, she's the only one who can save you. So he went, she promises without knowing that who's actually coming to kill him, and she promises, and then she realizes, oh my God, it's Sri Ram. So she tells Hanuman is like, man, I'm in a tough spot. So, but what do? I have to take it. So he just goes in there, stands in front of arrows of Sri Ram, and he just says Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. That's all. He just keeps chanting. Close his eyes, keeps chanting. Arrows come, take his pradakshina, circumambulate him, go back. So basically, that's the power of name. The name of Ram in this story is more powerful than Ram himself. So that's what the whole idea was. That name of Lord is very, very powerful. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and again says, and I was quoting one verse that Harir Nam, Harir Nam, Harir Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalev Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Gatir Anyatha. That there is nothing else in this Kali Yuga that can take you out of this birth and death circle. So only Harinam, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else. He says this 3 times. He's trying to emphasize again and again. And I don't know if you guys know that, when they used to, Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago, they used to knock on each door and they said, they used to just, pay obeisances. Fell on their feet there. Please take Hari's name. Please take chant Hari Mahamantra. Please take chant. Why would they do that? Not for likes or something. Not that they were making Instagram videos for that. No. They were so compassionate to people. They knew that this birth and death again and again. All these things they'll never end. You'll forget this, and next time again that you start from the nursery and go up to the PhD, and again every time you're doing this. So she said, this is not nice. So that's the beauty of the name Harinam. And in another story I was telling was that Parikshit Maharaj could have killed Kali. He could have killed Kali. He had a power. He had a potential. He had a potential. He had a he had everything that is required to kill Kali. We could have, from Dwapara Yuga, we could have directly jumped to Satyuga, but he did not. The reason was that though everything there are a lot of bad things in there in Kali, but the Harinam, that is only in this Kali Yuga only this happens, that just Harinam can take you back to Godhead. So that's possible in heaven. You don't have to do any other penances or this vrata or that vrata. You can avoid all of that. You don't have to do that. Just take Harinam. For that matter, 16 malas of chanting. That's all you need. And that's Prabhupada's mercy that he just kept it to 16. His guru had told him 64. Not even a single mantra less than 64 mala. 64 rounds that you have to do. He used to say. But he made it easy for us, just 60 malas, he said. That's good enough. And that we will fit in that category to go back, and he'll open the back door. So again, as Rasika was saying, that there is no penances is required. If you want to do, nobody's stopping you, you can do it. But no penances are required. Just Harinam, nothing else. Literally nothing. You don't have to do anything else. All you have to do, but you will say, there are so many, our devotees, they just don't do only this Harinam. They do fasting, they do deity worship, they do so many things. They do all of that so that they can get the taste in the Harinam. That's all. That's why they do it. They do all of that so that they can get more and more taste in Harinam. Because when you start Harinam, you do offenses. You have to do it offenseless. Right? You have to do offenseless. What are offenses? I'm doing the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, there TV going on, watching Ishika, that's offenses. These are offenses. Don't do that. Right? So the offenseless, when you are for 1.5 hours, you just focused on Krishna and Radha, and you are connected to them, that's offenseless. And to reach that stage, they do all that. We devotees, we do deity worship, we do book distribution, we do we attend Krishna kathas, right? All those things, all this Dhundukari katha, you don't need that. Believe me, you don't need that. You just need Harinam, Mahamantra. That's about it. And with that, I'll
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So you said that 16 malas, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of devotees like you guys you are able to do it. Maybe we are not able to prioritize our time well.
Yeah.
MS kids, job, household work.
Absolutely.
I mean, the most I can do is 4 to 5 malas. So, but I do it religiously. It's not that, Mahi don't do this, Arab don't do this. I set aside my time, I do that. But is that not enough to get Hari's blessing? I have to move to 16 malas, or?
See, blessings, when you say blessings is a very wide word. So blessing, even if there is a lot of places, Prabhupada said, if one take name of Krishna once, they got the blessings. They'll get the blessing, right? Now, before, the little long answer. So, there is one analogy of this one, that, when we go to the doctor, right? Doctor says that he diagnoses us, and then he says that, hey, you need 100 mg of this. Like we have a couple, Dr. Kapil is here, so he can watch for me on this. If say, hey, 100 mg of this medicine you need, right, day and night. You cannot say, oh, I can just 20 mg is good enough. 100 mg is not suitable to me. I have to 20 mg is good enough. Yeah, it will be good enough, but it'll not. You'll not be cured as fast as you could have. So you have to take, and sometimes it may not work at all. In some cases, it may not work at all. So you have to take 100. So it's kind of that kind of a pill. That's what Prabhupada and our acharyas, they say that this is that it's that kind of a pill that you have to prescribe to the, this is the prescribed one, and you have to take this much. That's what they say. Now coming to blessings. Oh yes, absolutely, you get the blessings, and you do 4 malas, you do 1 mala. That's why even 1 mala is good enough. But you have to. The aim should be you doing 4 and 5. That's good enough, right? Good enough. I mean, good for now. The aim should be that yes, I have to reach to 16 at some time, right? For some, it is quick. I know that I remember I joined in Columbus ISKCON in 2014, right? I started with 1 mala in 2015. Until like 2020, I was just doing 8 malas. I reached it took me 5 years to reach from 1 mala to 8 mala, right? And that too, there were some special things, like I went to Lal Govind Prabhu's cruise. There I liked the feedback. And he was like, I'll give you feedback only if you commit for some more chant rounds. I said, okay, I'll do 4. That's how I started, right? That's how I was doing. So, believe me, this is what I went from 8 to 16 was a big jump for me as well. So when I was thinking, like, man, 8 to 16, 8 itself, like the 8 is like, man, I spent 45 minutes, right? It's I agree. It's just that when you are in a practice, when you start doing that, right? And that's for that. What I did when I started my 16 mala in my vacation period, during December, because then there was no pressure of taking kids to somewhere, or a boss's call is waiting for me. There was no pressure, so I started that. Believe me, in like 7-8 days, I got used to it. And once you get used to it, you don't feel like. Then it's like again, as you already answered, that it's about the priority. Then automatically the priority is set up like that. And one other thing also, that when you start doing that, Krishna makes sure that you get time. You are somehow you'll get time, and especially like Rasika over here, she's more she's more disciplined than me on this one. I sometimes take it to evening. She has to finish in the morning. She just makes it a point. Wake up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock, what doesn't matter. He has to finish that in the morning itself. And if she doesn't finish, now what happens? She feels restless. She everything goes haywire. So that's where we are trying to come to, right? That if 16 doesn't happen, right, and the whole day it feels like something is missing. And you're doing 3 mala, 1 mala, 4 mala, 5 mala, whatever. But just keep in mind that we have to reach that 16. That's all. But this is a prescribed one from Prabhupada, and that's a number. And I was telling you before as well, because Prabhupada said so. We don't question that, because acharyas, they know much more. They have seen much more than us.
If our goal is to reach Goloka, if we want to go to Goloka, we have to follow the parampara, right? And our parampara is Prabhupada's parampara, and he prescribes 16 rounds. So we have to follow that. If our goal is there, blessing is always, if you're chanting 1 round or 1 mantra, blessing is always there.
Okay. Did that answer?
Yeah, it did. And like what you told, that something is missing if she's not doing it in the morning. Similar to that, when I had gone to India, just last month I was there, and because of the hustle bustle, I could not do the malas, and I was like, throughout the day I kept on telling my sister, I feel like I'm missing something, I feel like I'm missing something. Throughout the day I was telling her, so now I can relate.
Yes, absolutely. There's a very nice analogy around this thing. This is, I'll not go into the detail of that, but this actually cleans up our mind without knowing, without knowing or unknowingly, basically. It just cleans up our mind, from all those other miseries that come in our. There is an analogy that there is a basket which is full of charcoal. We used to carry, like, there was a basket which was used for charcoal. It was all black. A father asked his son, "Can you fill a water in this basket?" Now the basket is like it has holes in it. So he comes in again and again and fills in. He said he's not able to get any water. He said, "Dad, why are you giving me this? I've done it 10 times. No water coming over here. I cannot fill this pot." with this particular thing. So yeah, pot is not filled, but this is clean now, right? So that's the point. Like this Harinam is like cleaning over this thing, so it just cleans it, and that's what you're saying. That's what is happening. Anything else?
I would like to add some motivation on chanting 16 rounds. The moment you chant 16 rounds and follow what Prabhupada has said, you get tremendous amount of protection.
Yeah.
He followed his words, what he's given. So he's not obliged. He's a Jagat Guru, but he will give you so much protection to you, your family, your future generations, 7 generations before. So chanting is so powerful, following the words is so powerful. And the kind of protection that we feel is enormous. Otherwise, why would a person who's here in US trying to earn money look inward? There's a lot of love inside the name.
Thank you, Paul. Any other comments or questions? Good.
Books. Talk about
Yeah,
books.
we have books over here.
A lot of books here, kids,
Lot of
beautiful books.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to have a look, please come. There are very lovely books for your kids, for adults as well.
So these are actually syllabus books. These are formal books. This time I got all the formal books for kids, right from 4 years onwards till 18 years old onwards. You
Bhagavatam
can take.
tales,
Yeah.
Mountain of
This is
Finger.
there is one book for teaching Bhagavad Gita to kids, and it is in cursive. You should all take a look at that. My daughter's a studying.
And this is also very good book. Bhagavad
Yeah.
Gita.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Very good for kids, if they want
It
to.
has pictures and the key learnings of Bhagavad Gita and with pictures. So will be interesting for kids.
And we have some books over there too,
Yeah.
if you'd like to look.
Some books
We have
for
Bhagavad Gita, we have
Bhagavad Gita is there.
And
Krishna book.
Anyone like to read in Hindi? I have one Hindi book which is very nice, Sadhu Sangha.
Which one?
Sadhu Sangha, there's a book over there, I think.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it ready
there.
over there?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
put it
it's
over
there.
there.
Sadhu Sangha.
It's behind the painting, the picture, like the big brown one. Yeah, right here. We have more copies, so yeah.
Actually, our Guru Maharaj and our Acharyas, they emphasize that, one of the things that can bring you down from your bhakti, from the devotion is this Vaishnava aparadha. You should not commit Vaishnava aparadha. And he has multiple examples of that, and that's what this book is about.
Sadhu.
And this actually tells us about how to live with harmony, all of us, and we should not quarrel with all our differences and all. We should not. So that's what this book is about. All right, can we start with the kirtan now?
Yes,
So we'll end
stand
the
up,
kirtan.
listen, or if you are stand up,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, sitting.
They're right here, so you can just come up and
They
see.
want more.
Or is it stand up?
No, first sitting.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ Thank you, everyone.
Mahaprasad.
Yeah, now it's time for prasad. Thank you very much for coming. So we are supposed to do, we are supposed to do this Hari Nam as I said earlier, but with Vaishnavas together, it goes to a different level.
लेट आएगा उनके सेकंड
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे
Mahaprasade Govinde,
नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे
Namo Brahmane Vaishnave,
स्वल्प पुण्यावतं राजन्
Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan,
विश्वासने भजायते
Vishwasane Vijayate,
शरीरा विद्याजा
Sharira Vidyata,
जोड़ेन्द्रिया काहे का
Yodendriya Taheka,
जीवे चले विषय सागरे तारा मध्य जीवाति नवमय सुदुर्मति
Namo Mayurmati,
आके जेता कठिन संसारे
Sakejita, Katina Samsare,
कृष्ण बड़ोदय मान करी मारे जीवा जाय
Hari Mare Jiva Jai,
प्रसाद लीलो भाई
Mahaprasada Nirubai,
अमृत खाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे गातो चैतन्य निताय जय माय जय माय जय प्रसाद महाप्रसाद की जय
रसिक कृष्ण बाबू की जय
वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्ण हरि बोल
यस यस फूड सेट है Should take a picture.